Hi everyone, my name is Linh. I'm the founder of Aya Cup, and what we do is that we want to cut single-use plastic for takeaway and home delivery. And the way we do it is to put reusable cups at coffee shop and restaurants, so people can use them and exchange to different locations. So I want to share with you my slide. Uh, oops, where is it? Number one. Yeah, so I did that. So the reason we wanted to do it because we are Vietnam is a top 5 country polluting the ocean the most, and we really want to remove Vietnam out of this map as much as we can. And to sort of give a background on why we decided to focus on consumer, we look at a bigger picture is what is the linear system right now for single-use packaging, and where can we tackle within our ability, our own ability, because we have the government who very busy doing something else, and we have to map out all the stakeholders, like other speaker before me mentioned. So we map out the whole supply chain, and we see that this is such a intensive and tiring, exhausting supply chain management, a supply chain from taking fossil fuel materials and produce them, then go to different wholesales, then retailers, then go to cafe or coffee shops and restaurants, and everything that we did before to reach to end consumer as like us, we use it for only 12 minutes and then we throw them away. And then the story has not stopped there. All of that collecting, sorting, transport them um, to waste area, and then hopefully we can recycling some plastic, and so far in the whole since plastic has been introduced in 1960, we've been only converting 10% of single-use plastic. So I realized that it's just such an intensive process, and everything we did is to serve our consumer, which is us, for 12 minutes, and then it's been thrown away. So this is a waste for us. And what interesting thing is that at the beginning of the supply chains before we use, then all these profits go to stakeholders like um, the manufacturers, the plastics manufacturers. But then when we have to clean all the waste, we use the money from the public funds. And there's no profit actually come from, or very little profit come from that at the end. Yeah. And so we was thinking how we can just solve the problem. And the best thing what we see is to solve from the consumer, how we can make products used for many times before it can be great to upscale or downscale. Sorry, upcycle or downcycle. And the best way is to work within our own consumer, create a lifestyle, um, so that we don't have to we don't have to generate more waste. So what we did is that, like I mentioned before, we put reusable cup at coffee shop and restaurant. And for this time, after we use it, and we've been testing the market for over a year, we decide to work now focusedly on more of a closed environment such as school and university. And we put cups at shop A, people use them, then we can return them at shop B within the campus. And one cups that we produce can be used for up to 500 times. We can also trace that transactions based on an app that allow people to borrow and return within our system. So besides just creating that circle of reusable packaging, we also think about the whole supply chains that we wanted to do. So we try to design waste out throughout our supply chain, and we use materials such as the cups. Actually, this one is made from cassava starch and with a mix with polyethylene PP, and we produce them actually in Vietnam. The cost is much higher than normal plastic produced in the mass productions. It's actually 5 times more expensive, but we committed to make sure that the supply chain is as low CO2 emission as possible. Then it goes straight to our warehouse, and from our warehouse we put directly to location A and B within our network, so that all the costs for the cup will be reduced, and the cups keep using in that loop. So this is our current supply chain. So yes, so this idea is been inspired by the circular economy by Anne MacArthur. Especially, we have the right on the right side is the return on the go, and focus on university and events. So this is some examples, some features of our cups, and this is one of our example. We have this case is in front of a university, not inside university, international university. And so what we did is that we put our cups there, and we didn't have any app at that time, so we use only cash. So every time that you wanted to take our cups, you need to return. You need to give us about $2, and when you return, you get that $2 back. I thought that it was pretty manual, and it's quite hard to track. When we hope that in our app coming soon, we can solve that problem. And on the right side, you have all these, some message from the students or the teachers say that they want to have coffee to deliver to their shops. So we also did another example at a music festival in the south of Vietnam. It's called Episode. There was 15,000 attendees, and they asked us to produce 7,000 cups, and it's been serving about 44,000 drinks within that was 12 days of music festivals. So we saved up to 44,000 single-use cups within only one event, and we saw that it is such an amazing opportunity to reduce single-use plastic while also making profit for our company. And we went all into event by end of 2019, and then COVID hit basically, and we had to stop with events, and then we went to pivot our business to go to universities. So it was pretty rough year for us, especially with COVID. So that should be it for our presentation. Oh, one thing we learned during our our research is that every time that you use any reusable cups, you save up to 70 grams of CO2 compared to using single-use plastic. And with a normal tree, the tree can absorb only 75 grams of CO2. So if you keep reusing your cups or your food container, you actually save more CO2 than a normal tree. So keep reusing. Thanks so much for your time, and